Hey everyone, welcome to the Third and 10 podcast. Episode 4 of season 3 is now live. We hope you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday to you all. And Brian, what's up, my guy? How you doing, man? How's everything with you?
I have a message to the city of Boston. Bing
Mm.
bong! Bing bong,
Oh,
bing bong, bing bong! How do you blow two 20-point
what a
leads, you
series.
losers? You absolute losers!
What a series, dude. What a series. I mean, shout out to the Knicks. Brunson, oh my. Mikal Bridges has been absolutely clutch on the defensive side of the
Mikal
ball.
Bridges is the best because you start every single game going, I can't believe we gave up 5 first-round picks for this guy. And then by the end of the game, like, it was worth every single pick. I would give it up a 6 to get this guy.
Dude, he's been phenomenal. He's been so clutch. The Knicks have been so clutch in general. Just they're a gritty team. Like they'll always find a way to pull it off. And whether it may be ugly, like
last night was not pretty. Like the first
pretty.
2.5 quarters were not pretty by New York. But that 22-2 run, that's all they needed. All they needed to do.
A win is a win is a win.
I saw a stat today. It was, let me pull it. I literally have it right here.
Yeah.
The Boston has led for 81 minutes this entire series. The Knicks have led for 12. The Knicks are up 2 games to none.
It reminds me of the Lakers Nuggets series.
That's the first thing someone pointed out. It's the Lakers Nuggets 2.0.
Basically. I know how that went. It's not fun when you're on the losing end. If you're on the winning end, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. As someone that has experienced this in a 2015 World Series where the Mets did lead 80% of that series, not fun. But on this side, it's great. I'm having a blast.
I know you are for sure. As they head back to the Garden up 2-0. Honestly, it's great that they're up 2-0. But if they could take game 3, it's over. I think if the Knicks can take game 3, just to sum up the Knicks point, we'll obviously discuss more about it later on in the show. But I think for me, if the Knicks can take game 3, it's going to be panic in Boston. Because
it's already panic in Boston. How are you not?
Yeah.
If you're a Boston fan, how are you not panicking with how your team has shot threes and has blown 2 20-point leads in the fourth quarter?
With Boston, it's like they're the definition of you live and die by the 3. Because when they're hot from 3, it's over for the other team. But if you're missing threes, the other team's always going to be in it.
Yeah.
And this series has been a reflection of like in the series in the first round against Orlando, they were making threes. They were sure Orlando stayed in it, but Boston always pulled it out at the end of the day. With the Knicks,
it's like living and dying by the home run. It's like, that's great for the 2-reach stretch when you're hot, but when you go cold, you're not scoring.
It's 3 is more than 2. The more threes you shoot, the more you make them, the better chance you have winning. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, if you're missing stuff, it's not going to work out for you. That's all Celtics have. After 2 games, have definitely seen this. So maybe we'll see a change in the game plan for game 3. Most likely not, because they're still gonna. That's who they are.
You have to change the game plan if you're Boston. You cannot go into game 3 doing what you thought was going to work in game 1 and 2 because it's blown up twice in your face spectacularly.
No. We'll see. But the Knicks, man, orange and blue sky is over there in New York, and it's good to see a New York team along. Here we go. That's true. From your perspective, of course. It's good to see another New York team shining over there and having success. So we'll talk more about NBA playoffs later on in the show. But yeah, we have some big NFL news to discuss. George Pickens is headed to Dallas. We'll discuss the impact of the trade in just a bit. Then we'll talk about teams that can go from or that have the best chance to go from worst to first in the NFL in 2025. And then we'll obviously have Flushing Faithful, but also a new topic to discuss in regards to the Mets in terms of the worst moves they've made in their entire history thus far.
This is not a fun project for me.
I know.
Project.
Maybe next week we can do best moves, and that way we can,
That way I'll have fun with that one.
Have fun with that one, yeah. And then we'll obviously end the show with a post-game segment, including, the NBA playoff update and other stuff to discuss. But as always, you can follow us on all our social media at Third and 10 Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and the YouTube. And yeah, let's get into it. George Pickens, a drama-filled receiver, to say the least. But this guy is a talent. The Steelers drafted him. I think it was in 2020. Was it 2020? Yes. Yeah, in 2020. And rookie season, right off the bat, made an impact. Like he started like 12 games or so. His best season came out in 2023. Led the team with 5 touchdowns, 63 catches, 1,140 yards. And I think he also led the NFL with 18 yards per reception, which is great. And okay, so his rookie season came in 2022. My apologies. That makes no sense. So his rookie season was 2022. His sophomore season was 23. However, in 24, which was last year, we kind of began to saw a glimpse of Pickens' attitude off the field, or when it comes to not catching the football per se. Whether it was having eye stickers on that said, "I'm open effing always," in protest of his lack of production in the early part of the season, to unsportsmanlike penalties, to showing up late on a Christmas Day game against the Chiefs.
I'll give him a little pass on Christmas. I think if there's one day you're going to be late, it's like, hey, guys, I'll with the families. All right, you know what? It's Christmas.
True. It's just overall with him, there was a lot of...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was like, if there's one thing I would give him a pass for, maybe showing up late to Christmas. Maybe we'll give a little pass on that one.
Yeah. Who knows what he was doing on Christmas?
Exactly. Maybe who knows what he was doing? Now, if he's being stupid, he's at the bar somewhere, yes, well, let's just drill him. But he's at his mom's house. It's like, all right, well, you know what? maybe we'll get you the pass.
So despite his production, the Steelers, especially Mike Thomas specifically, said, nah, we don't want to deal with this anymore. He hasn't grown up, and they've traded him away to the Dallas Cowboys. The trade details are as follows. It's Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick for a 2026 third and a 2027 fourth. Apparently, this trade has been in the works for quite some time. This dates back to before the draft. But the Steelers said no at first due to the fact that the Cowboys only offered a 4th-round pick, and Pittsburgh did not want to go forward with that. So that 2026 third got the job done for the Steelers. This is their second receiving trade they've made in recent years. The last receiver trade they made was for Jonathan Mingo from the Carolina Panthers.
A little better. A tad better.
It was Mingo and a 2025 7th. For a 2025 4th. And this is for a guy who had not much production there this time in Carolina, but Dallas decided to pull the trigger and trade a day 3 pick for an early day 3 pick, which isn't that bad, but a 4th for Mingo, I'm sorry, not the best guy to get. But overall, on paper, it looks good for Dallas, right? But for Pittsburgh, it also looks bad. But what are your thoughts on this whole trade, my friend? Because, Pickens, great receiver production-wise. When it comes to his antics, not sure if that outweighs the production.
Yeah, I like the move in theory for Dallas, like giving Dak Prescott another playmaker to work with, especially with the running back position being in such disarray. Like, Javonte Williams is their RB1 right now. Like, Williams is good, but not a bell cow back. And you have, like, Rico Dowell behind him, so you can't really trust that running game. So your best thing is to trust the passing attack and giving Dak Prescott. You have CeeDee Lamb, but if you lock up CeeDee Lamb, there was nobody else on that team that could, at least give you good production. Like, Mingo was an interesting guy. Tolbert was okay, but like no one you could really trust be that wide receiver 1. Pickens can be that guy for you. He's a guy that is good enough to take over the game. My only fear is, will Pickens realize that CeeDee Lamb is top dog and that you are second on the pecking order? You're not going to get that ball all the time. Like, Prescott's always going to look to CeeDee Lamb, before he looks to you. If he can accept that, then this is a great trade for Dallas. If he can't, this is going to blow up spectacularly. In terms of Pittsburgh, look, I get you don't want to deal with the head case, and I get that. Pittsburgh's had a ton of head cases over the years. AB, Martellus Bryant couldn't stop smoking weed. Deontay Johnson a couple years ago. That's 100% why Martavis Bryant's not in the league anymore. But with your quarterback situation and going in with the season, and who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do, I'm not putting him on Pittsburgh's roster until he's signed that paper because it's Aaron Rodgers. For all we know, tomorrow morning we can wake up and he's got a contract with the Montreal Alouettes. You know, he could be playing Canadian football next year for all we know. He's a weird dude. But you would think going into the season with Mason Rudolph as your quarterback, you would want to give him as many weapons as possible to succeed. You've already given him DK Metcalf. You have a strong running game with, with Warren back there. You would think giving him another good wide receiver too in George Pickens would be what you want to do to give him the best chance to succeed. So I get not wanting to do with the head case, but at the same time, I don't think they had the depth to overcome that unless there's a free agent signing coming. Unless Alan Lazard is going to sign there in a couple of days, which, Rodgers will go there, then it makes sense. But for move on its own, I don't love it for Pittsburgh.
Yeah. In regards to Dallas, right? Like I mentioned, it looks good on paper, right? And they needed someone to take the attention off CeeDee Lamb. And why not a guy who, he had over 1,000 yards in 2023, almost 1,000 last year in 24. He did miss 3 games due to injury late in the season, I should say. So if it wasn't for those injuries, I know it's a what-if situation, but he probably would have passed 1,000 yards.
Without
3 games. I think it's a win for Dallas on paper, but you're taking a risk, right? Because it's the talent and production can only get you so far if the immaturity outweighs both categories.
Yes.
And for a guy that's that productive in Pickens, there's always a reason why they moved on from him. And, obviously I mentioned with the unsportsmanlike penalties, the drama in terms of the eye stickers, showing up late to a game. I know it's just one game, but still, getting into fights with players, pulling down Jordan Lewis, his face mask during a game against the Cowboys. He's done a bunch of things. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Good point.
All right, over under.
No, actually, no. He's in Jacksonville now. My apologies.
Okay. Could you
He posted a tweet
over under. How many fights in training camp this year for the Cowboys? 2.
Remember when Neighbors got into a fight with Detroit? Oh, that was good to see. Neighbors had that dog.
Showed a little fighting them, yeah.
That's right.
That's a little different. We want the Giants to show fighting them because no one else has.
That's a good point, buddy. But no, Jordan Lewis is in Jacksonville. He tweeted out saying, "God, I want to be in Jacksonville for a reason." I'm like,
yeah, it's Florida. Wouldn't you want to be in Florida?
Yeah, I think
the beach is right there.
Plus, he knows if he was still in Dallas and Pickens would have been kind of for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so for Pickens, it's sort of a mess in itself for Dallas. It is the final year of his contract. He'll be looking for a big deal. His agent is the same as Micah Parsons' agent, who's also looking for a payday. But the funny thing is that when Jerry Jones was asked about Micah Parsons' agent this offseason, he said he didn't know who the name of the agent was. And you're getting another guy.
Doesn't surprise me, though.
It doesn't.
Do you expect Jerry Jones to know his agent's name? Jerry Jones doesn't know what he had for lunch today.
Jerry's an interesting character. He's
Remember when everyone was saying that Joe Biden wasn't there mentally? That's Jerry Jones running the Cowboys.
He's an interesting character to say the least. He's done a lot of. I don't know. He's just an interesting character. I think that's the best way to describe him.
He is someone that was really popular in the 90s and won't let go of power and thinking he's still that guy from the 90s. He's like, no, look at all your failures.
Things have changed. We're in the 2020s.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done nada.
He hasn't done anything since Jimmy Johnson left you.
Basically, yeah. They made playoffs.
Jimmy Johnson built those teams, those championship teams. And I know he wasn't the coach for, I think, the third one. It was Jimmy Johnson's guys that won that title.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can make the playoffs, but they can't get past the divisional round. They haven't made a conference championship since Bill Clinton was in office.
Yeah. And the agent's name is David Mulgeta, for those of you, or Mulugeta, for those of you who are wondering. And looking into it further, Pickens wanted out or was questioning the team's rocky quarterback situation.
I would too.
And yes, again, and we'll talk about Pittsburgh, obviously, because I have faith in Will Howard, but I digress.
Well, yeah, but Will Howard's going to take a couple years to develop.
Yeah.
Like, Will Howard can't be your starter day one.
Yeah. But, I mean, just watching he's going to.
I mean, at this rate, yes, but I think for his development, it's better if he sits a year. Correct.
And outside of Cam Ward, every rookie quarterback that got drafted needs to sit a year. Because
I'm a huge Saxon Dart fan right now. I do not want to see him before week 14 next year.
No, sir. He better sit out the whole season, if he asks me. Maybe week 7, week 18.
Week 18, week 7. If they're out of it, allegedly out of it, and you throw them in there week 17 on a drive in week 18, that's fine. Because then you're just looking at, okay, what do we have for this guy?
Fine with me, yeah. But you get traded to a team in Dallas, and obviously it's not as rocky of a situation. But Dak isn't that great either.
No, but he's better than whatever Pittsburgh would have given you.
I know.
Like Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback in general than Dak Prescott. But if you're tomorrow morning wake up and you're given the choice of Aaron Rodgers or Dak Prescott for, at this point in their careers, you pick Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that he kind of wanted out because of that.
Yeah, you could go to the Chargers or something, but a real quarterback.
It's just sad that Prescott's going to be the best quarterback he's ever played with. And that just
didn't he play with Roethlisberger? Pickens with Roethlisberger? Damn. Wow.
That just goes to show how bad Pittsburgh was at the quarterback position. They were just terrible. And speaking of Pittsburgh, they're not exactly winners of the trade. Sure, they got rid of an immature guy, but like you mentioned, right, the depth behind DK Metcalf is not that great because it's either Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, the rookie from Michigan, who they drafted last year, Robert Woods.
An aging Robert Woods, too.
Yeah, old Robert Woods. And then Ben Skonowik, who is mostly a special teams guy. They're going to battle it out. So, a free agent acquisition it should be coming. Gabe Davis, Odell.
Yeah, he's a giant.
I heard of that.
I heard of that. That's just because Joe Shane and Brian Dable are giants. That's the only reason why anyone is saying Gabe Davis is going to be a giant, because of that.
I don't want him. There's a reason.
I don't want him, but I wouldn't hate it if they took a shot on him.
There's a reason, like we mentioned with Pickens, right? There's a reason why teams moved on from him, and that it was Jacksonville, right? Yeah, they ate up $12 million on that contract.
Yeah,
something like that. He has struggled with drops, and I've seen enough drops from guys last year.
Yeah, we signed one then for a 3-year contract.
Yeah. You're talking about Slayton, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank God he's gotten better. Thank God.
He got better, but
numbers-wise,
there's a world where that drop in the Minnesota game, in the wild card game, that drop is played on NFL history over and over again if Minnesota can drive down the field and don't run the weirdest play design on 4th and 8 we've ever seen in our lives.
Yeah, and his drop percentage is in the past, Slayton, it was not fun. His catching percentages. I'm trying to see where it was. Oh, no, that's not it. I'll find it. Can I find it? Is it? Okay, yeah.
It's on Football Reference.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, his drop percentage in 21, Slayton was 10.3% in 22 was 9.9%, but thankfully in 23 and 24 he's kept it under 6%.
All right, well, that's fine.
Yeah, which is average. It's not
great, but like for a wide receiver 2 or 3, we'll live with it.
Mm-hmm. Malik, as long as you're not dropping passes, buddy.
Yeah, Malik. Oh my God, don't do that.
Don't
pull Odell in Green Bay.
We love you, Malik. Oh, dude. Oh man, that game. Oh, that boat picture was a curse, and everyone just started dropping passes after. Who caught? What's that guy that caught the touchdown for us in that playoff game against Green Bay?
Yes, it was like a
trivia question.
It's like an undrafted free agent, right? Like a nobody.
Yeah. It was. Oh no, Nate.
I know. I can picture him. He was like a speedster. He was downfield on a post route, and Eli hit him perfectly. He was a no-name guy, a guy low on the depth charts.
I can't think of it. This is terrible.
I'm gonna look it up.
No. Okay. You look it up, but then I need to give me the first. Oh no! Stop. Tavares King.
Yes. Tavares King. Yes.
Yeah. I know my freaking ball. Dang it. Let's go. Yeah. He was I think he was a former Raider. Came to us. No. I'm thinking Marquette King. My bad. No, Tavares King was just a undrafted young guy who was like the wide receiver number 4 or 5, and somehow got on the field for that play, and then Eli just
because Odell couldn't catch a ball to save his life. That's why he got on the field.
That was a
mess. McAdoo just like, I need guys out there to catch a football, but he's not doing it. You want a shot, kid? Go out there.
And he caught one. Damn right. But yeah, Odell was also a free agent option for them if they decided to go that route. Mark Cooper's in their option.
But if you're bringing Odell, why trade Pickens? You're trading one diva for another, and the diva you trade away is much more upside.
Odell's gotten better.
He's gotten better, but like he's still a ticking time bomb, and he doesn't have the. He's not as good as he once was at Pickens is.
That's true. The drama is not there anymore when it comes to Odell. It's just the production and plus the injuries.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd's another option. Amari Cooper's another option as well.
Cooper wouldn't be bad for them.
If you really want to get a Pickens duplicate of sorts, Kadarius Toney.
No, is he going to jail?
So far, he's okay.
I don't think it's a good look for the Steelers to bring him in.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, he's still a free agent. He said he went on IG Live. No, this was the retirement stuff. Never mind. But yeah, he was arrested in February though. For those of you who don't know. So yeah, apparently he wasn't charged with any crimes. So good for him. But overall, I think to sum up the trade, Dallas got better on paper. Pittsburgh got worse. But honestly, when it comes to the on the field stuff, we'll only have to see. Mm-hmm. But one thing is for certain, he has a better quarterback, Pickens does, in Prescott, and a better running mate in CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
And the receiving room is basically for the Cowboys, Lamb, Pickens, Tolbert, Mingo. That's pretty much their top 4. And then obviously they have the other guys. Yeah, not great whatsoever, but that'll do. I'll tell you that. Oh, it's Kevontae Turpin and Jalen Brooks are the other 2 names, by the way. Turpin be more of a special team speedster, but I digress. But yeah, shout out to Dallas. They're making moves, man, which is good for them. I mean, they've made quite a few moves this offseason anyways. They've gotten Pickens, they've gotten Joe Milton, who's a quarterback who can sling it. And they also they got Kenneth Murray from the Chargers in a trade, and they also have I think the corner's name is Kyer Elam, I think is the other corner, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, yeah, still think the Cowboys are gonna finish third in the division, if anything, at best, because Washington and Philadelphia are just too good. And then so it'll just be a battle for third place between Dallas and the Giants, barring a collapse by the other 2 teams in the division. Mm-hmm. And speaking of team divisions, we'll go from any more thoughts on Pickens, by the way, my friend?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Would you grade? I guess one last.
I give it D+ for Pittsburgh, B- for Dallas. Potentially could move up to an A-.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and copy you. I was gonna say, if I want to be like that guy, I was gonna give Dallas, Pittsburgh a C, Dallas a B. But honestly, like, I'm just trying to be positive because I'm like Pittsburgh, they get rid of the immaturity, but it's like the depth behind Metcalf at receiver is just so unproven. And then for Dallas, it's great, but will he continue his antics?
Time will tell how good this trade can be.
Mm-hmm. You're damn right. All righty. So 8 teams obviously finished in last place in the NFL last year because there's 8 divisions in the NFL. And these teams are the following: the New England Patriots, the Cleveland Browns, the Tennessee Titans, the Las Vegas Raiders, our beloved New York Football Giants, Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints, and San Francisco 49ers. To sum it up, they all suck. But just because you suck one year doesn't mean you can't be good the next year. And these teams all have a chance to go from worst to first. The percentages, though, are just the only difference between all the other teams. Because let's just get out of the way. The Giants will...
Breaking news.
Holy cow!
They elected a pope. We got white smoke.
The smoke is no longer black.
It's white. Wow, that was quick.
Okay. Can I just say it's pretty dang cool that they do that? Can I just
yes, that is a very cool thing.
Like, damn.
As someone that like is grown up Catholic and so like has a deep respect for it, it's very cool.
And I don't mean to compare the Pope thing to sports, but like imagine like for like
breaking, that was how they like introduced a new coach.
Yeah, like smoke. The smoke is blue. It's like, oh my god, the smoke is white. It's like, oh damn, they didn't hire a coach yet. And it's like it's all closed doors, like there's no reporters, no news.
I gotta watch that movie.
What movie?
Conclave. The movie on Peacock. It's about this whole thing.
Hey.
It's like a dramatized version, but like everyone said, anyone that's like knows what happens behind those doors goes, it's the most accurate movie you'll ever see in your life.
I wonder, like, is it just straight up voting or like what do they do with it?
I think it's like debating and voting.
Okay. So the smoke turns white, right? When it's
white, yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time they're doing it in like
this is the first time since I want to say like 2014-ish. That's when Pope Francis? No, later than that. Earlier than that, I mean.
All right, yeah.
Pope Francis became Pope on 2013. So I was just a year off.
Okay. Nice. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I just got the breaking news. Yeah, white
smoke.
White smoke. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see.
Someone goes, the pick is in.
Oh
my god, can you imagine like the Cardinal walking out and it's like by a vote of the next Pope is, and then like they pause.
Saint Sistine Chapel selects.
Yeah. Cardinal John Smith.
It's like boo.
Cardinal Ghana. It's in the country he's from.
Wait, if the
name locked in,
I know
that'd be electric.
It's like I wonder how long the contract's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be a 10-year contract worth I don't know.
We can't read that part. I don't know how much money that has.
Oh, this is gonna be a stupid question. Does the Pope make money?
No. Yes. Does the Pope get paid?
I love how the conversation just steered.
You can have you can't get a salary, but like tradition says you don't take it. So they offer you one, but like traditionally you're supposed to like reject it.
How high is the salary?
I mean, like, if you're the Pope, like, I don't really think you need the money. I think your basic needs are gonna get covered.
Yeah, but okay, that this shows my lack of knowledge. But if I'm not want to leave money on the table, so I'll be like, I know no one has done it, but when no one's looking, gonna just put this money in the bag and then just.
I mean, you're supposed to be pope till you die, so like, why would you need money?
Okay, I guess. But yeah, if the name pops up for the new pub, let me know.
Yes, we'll do. We'll keep that up.
Super cool that they do like the whole black smoke and white smoke and everything. But yeah, let's just get it out of the way. The Giants are gonna finish first in the division if what?
Obviously. Duh.
Yeah. But what? So what? I guess like what? In other words, what needs to happen for the Giants to finish in first?
The Eagles need to collapse, and the Washington needs to collapse.
And Dallas continues to be trash.
Yeah.
Plus, Russell Wilson needs to have it.
Russell Wilson needs to go back to like his Super Bowl winning years, had that kind of production.
Cam Scotabo and Tyron Tracy both rushed for over 1,000 yards.
They do Sonic and Knuckles type stuff, yeah.
Like Ambers needs to still be a great number one, but Slayton is Jalen Hyde that develops to a productive deep threat. Offensive line protects and blocks well, and defensively they lock down every single offense, no matter who stands in the way, because the front four is just that dominant. And Deontay Banks and Paulson Adebo are our top 5 cornerback duo in the NFL. It's going to take a lot for the Giants to be in first.
Yes.
So honestly, it's a very low chance they're going to. We can hope, but the hope is not on our side. Hope is not on our side because the schedule, which is coming out
next week, May 4th.
Next week,
May 14th.
May 14th. So sneak peek, May 15th will be a NFL schedule release episode. So talk about our favorite games of the year. We'll give our predictions for the Giants, of course, and all that stuff. So,
yep.
But yeah. Sorry, the Pope thing is still in my head. It's very interesting.
It's huge news. This is groundbreaking.
Yeah, it is. This is this is literally the NFL off-season version for them. You know, they're finding a new prospect, a new person to add to the squad per se. I'm sorry. I feel this is all disrespectful to the you know. I'm so sorry. I'll just stop there. In your opinion, which teams do you think will go from worst to first?
So I think the best shot at doing it is the 49ers. I think injuries ravaged them last year, and that's kind of why they kind of fell apart. But they still have Kyle Shanahan, who's arguably a top 10 coach in the league. Brock Purdy's coming back, seemingly healthy. I know they lost Deebo Samuel, but like, what has he really done the past couple of years? They still have Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk. They got, their defense got better. Add Mekhi Williams to go next to Nick Bosa. And their division's kind of weak. Like, we don't really know what the Cardinals are going to be. The Rams are kind of a question mark of what are you going to get from Matt Stafford. And the Seahawks had sweeping changes this offseason. So the NFC West is wide open right now. I see a world where the Niners go back to their old ways and finish atop.
Yeah, Arizona's definitely not going to be a contender. I mean, Kyler Murray is great and all, but just in supporting cast, not so great. Seattle is, they have Sam Darnold.
I love what Seattle did this offseason, but like, that's all great on paper. I don't know what it's going to translate to. What are you going to get from Sam Darnold? Are we going to get Sam Darnold for week 1 or are we going to get Sam Darnold for week 17?
There's a big difference between going from Kevin O'Connell, who's a quarterback whisperer, to a guy and Mike McDonald, this is no offense to him. He's not a quarterback whisperer by any means.
He's got Clint Kubiak as his new OC, and McDonald's a defensive mind. So it's like you're not getting that same sort of
two different situations, to say the least. And the Rams, they got better. They added Devontae Adams, but like Stafford's only getting older, right? It's like, okay, we'll see. So the Niners have, plus they have the easiest strength of schedule. We don't know what the schedule looks like yet, but they have the easiest in terms of opponents' records from last year. I mean, if CMC is healthy, Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall step up and fill in the wide receiver 2 and 3 roles really well. As long as Kittle is healthy, and then defensively, Robert Saleh is back as a DC, and he has a defense with Bosa, Mike Williams, the rookie, Yusuf Gross-Matos, who's a good edge rusher, and if CJ West works out at D-tackle, I think the Niners will definitely have a good chance of finishing in first in the West. The only concern I have is their secondary, because that looks It's a weak secondary, to say the least. And I'm worried about that a little bit. But I think they should be okay. If the front four can get to the quarterback, the secondary just has to play average, and they should be fine. But yeah, I agree with that team, and that definitely for sure. What's another team that you have on your list, my friend?
I have the New England Patriots. I know it's kind of hard to say that when you had the Buffalo Bills in your division, but the Jets are a big question mark. Dolphins are still a question mark because you don't really know what you're going to get from Tua. You know, who knows how long Tua's going to play? Like, God forbid he gets another concussion. That might be it. Like that might be. We can't for in good conscience put you back out there. So they're a question mark. And I love the Patriots did this offseason. They revamped the defense, revamped the offensive line. They gave Drake May, a true wide receiver one, in Stephon Diggs, who has worked with young quarterbacks in the past, i.e. Josh Allen. Vrabel's there. We've seen Vrabel overachieve with not a great Titans team. He was able to carry them to well beyond what they were supposed to be. I think this Patriots team is good enough to finish second. And who knows? Maybe if the Bills kind of take a step back, maybe they're there to just kind of jump up in front.
Plus, it helps that the Patriots also have the second easiest schedule.
That also helps a lot, too.
Definitely. But Drake May just has so many weapons now with
and
them.
He did so much last year with nothing. Like,
exactly.
I was researching quarterbacks for the Dynasty rankings, which are up now on Belly Up Sports. And literally, I wrote Drake May was a top 12 quarterback last year with nobody. Now you're going to give him Stephon Diggs and a good offensive line and, a decent running attack with Henderson.
Oh, my goodness.
He could take that next step this year. There might not be no rookie slump.
Yeah, there's not much pressure on him because you have a good 1-2 duo, right? And Stevenson and Henderson in the backfield, right? And Stephon Diggs is a great receiver, number one, but as long as he's healthy, of course. Because of his injury last year. But Kyle Williams, the rookie, I love him. I think he's going to be an exceptional deep threat for Drake May to find. And then Demarius Douglas was solid last year, stepping in when needed to.
He's been solid the past couple of years. Like he did good in that
quietly
game in MetLife Stadium against us when we just the second Tommy DeVito game.
Yeah, like he was quietly solid. Douglas was, no doubt about it. Offensive line wise, Will Campbell left tackle, Garrett Bradbury, who they signed this all season at center, that got the O line is better for sure. And then defensively, right, you talked about it. They got great pieces across the board. Milton Williams, who they signed in free agency, Christian Barmore at the other DN spot, Harold Landry, Anthony Jennings at the edges,
and
Carlton
Vrabel.
Davis.
Vrabel alone will make that defense better.
Oh, yeah. He's a defensive-minded coach, and you pair that up with the solid defense that they have players-wise. Yeah, they're chill. Oh, Christian Gonzalez is another corner to mention as well. When healthy, he's really, really good.
He was Defensive Player of the Year until he got hurt.
Yeah. So, yeah, no doubt about it. Patriots, the Bills will be their only competition in terms of first place because the Jets and the Dolphins – the Jets got better, yes. Aaron Glenn, I wish him nothing but success and the best, but I just don't think the Jets are going to be, much of a contender for first place like the Patriots are, just because of the core they have. But yeah, and then there's one more team I'm sure that you wanted to discuss as well.
I don't really see anyone else. Like
really,
like the Titans had a shot. Maybe the Titans, they can jump in because the AFC South is so weak. But even then, like, you have a young quarterback. You don't know what he's going to look like in the NFL. Do you really trust them to take that next step? I think they're the best of the rest, but I highly doubt they'll do it.
I think out of all the teams that we discussed, the Titans have the best chance.
Okay.
And I know last year I was high on the Titans, and I know I was like, oh, my God, Will Levis has a bunch of weapons. But Cam Ward and Will Levis are two different quarterbacks, in my opinion, and they have the 8th easiest schedule. Cam Ward is going to be the most successful out of all the rookie quarterbacks this upcoming season. He has a good 1-2 punch in the backfield with Pollard and Spears, and the receiving room is deep. Like, they have Ridley, they have Lockett, they have Burks, they have Jefferson, they have Alec Manor, he's one of my sleepers that we discussed on Tuesday. They have Chico Okonkwo, who's at tight end, and Xavier Restrepo, as long as he plays well in camp and in the preseason, he's going to make the roster, and he's going to just be able to have that connection with Ward. And we saw that connection many times in Miami, and that led to success. got better on the offensive line. Dan Moore was the best tackle in the market this offseason, and that's not saying too much. Like, he was sort of bad last year, but he was okay. He did get a good contract. Defensively, they look good with Jeffrey Simmons, Devontae Sweat at D tackle. You have 2 solid linebackers in Arden Key and Cody Barton, and then the secondary it looks pretty good. I mean, L'Jarius Sneed is going to get better compared to last year. He was trash. Jarvis Brownlee, Roger McCreary. At safety, you have Xavier Woods, Amani Hooker, who are solid in themselves. They got the rookie Ken Winston Jr. from Penn State. Like, this team is at all positions. They look pretty good. And then, you're in the AFC South. You had Jacksonville, who's going to Jacksonville. They're, like Chris, who was a former member of the corner booth. They're probably going to, they're jagging off over there. He's a funny guy. I love him. The Colts, the quarterback situation is messy. Houston Texans, we don't know what's going to happen. How
long until Ryan Leonard starts a game for the Colts?
I
might be in attendance for that game.
That's a good question. It's gonna take a lot though, because
it really won't. It really won't.
What do you mean?
If Daniel Jones and AR-15 struggle again, Riley Leonard could start by week 10.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I believe in DJ over there.
I don't. I watched DJ for 6 years. That guy sucks.
At least we don't got to deal with them. That's all I'm saying. At least we don't got to deal with them.
That's the Colts problem now. And Colt fans are saying the exact same thing we did.
Poor little fellers. You'll see. They're there. You'll find out how it is. But yeah, honestly, the only competition for Tennessee is Houston, and they look weak at the offensive line.
Yeah.
It got better-ish, but like,
you lost Tunsil. It's a big loss.
Yeah, and Tank Dell's not gonna be there, and yes, they drafted receivers, but it's like uncertainty there. Outside of what's his name? I can't even think of it. Oh, Nico Collins. So we'll have to see. But honestly, Tennessee has the best chance, in my opinion. And if real quick, I could make the case for the Raiders. Yes, the Chiefs are going to finish in first, probably. The Chargers got better too. But it's not out of reach for the Raiders. I mean, Pete Carroll's an upgraded head coach, best head coach since Rich Bisaccia. Geno Smith is best quarterback in a while. Janty's a dog. Jack Beck and Dante Thornton have a chance to be really difference makers in their rookie seasons, with Jacoby Myers being the receiver number 1, and then Brock Bowers is good. And then defensively, they got some dogs on the defense with the backs, Crosby, Wilkins. The secondary is what scares me, but they got some firepower on offense, so I think they have a decent chance to possibly contend for first.
If it was which team can make a playoff, I would agree with you, but first is hard when you have the Chiefs.
Yeah. The Chiefs!
And then you're not even talking about the Broncos, who improved a lot too.
Good point, yeah. I did kind of respect them by not mentioning the Broncos, so my apologies to you, Denver. Mm-hmm. I love Bo Nix. Bo Nix is really good. Like him a lot. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see, but man, I wish we could make the case for our team, but we
wish
really
we could
can't.
Too. I wish we could make the case for the Saints, because I think that division's wide open too. But they're just such a mess that I can't see a world where they don't finish last.
Bold prediction: the Panthers will finish in the top 2 of that division.
I 100% agree.
High five.
If Bryce Young takes the next step like we think he will, then that is a very, very accurate position.
I wish him nothing but success. I love him.
I think he made really, really good strides last year towards the end of the season. Yeah. I think now having 2 solid receivers with him, he's going to do a lot better.
Oh, McMillan's going to be so good for them. Mm-hmm. Him and Young going to have a good connection with each other. And Chuba Hubbard, what a story. Hubbard going from a backup to just a starting running back, and a productive one, to say the least. Plus Jonathan Brooks, who was a rookie they drafted 2 years ago, is still battling injuries, which is insane to me. Or was it last year? Was he drafted last year? Yeah, he was. Or was it the year before? I forgot. The guy from Texas, the rookie. It was last year.
Everyone on Twitter is doing the pick is in with the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh my God.
That's perfect.
Which they haven't announced the name quite yet.
They have not announced the name yet. No, they look like they're getting ready to.
All right, we'll find out.
Hopefully, we have it before we're off the show.
Oh yeah, I hope so too, my friend. But yeah, great stuff there. We'll obviously get into the worst Mets moves ever, and all that stuff. But we need to obviously go to Flushing Faithful, which is our weekly.
Is that JD Davis?
That is JD Davis. That is correct, because apparently he was on. Yeah, I was looking up worst Mets moves, and that was one of the images that popped up. So
I would consider JD Davis a good move. His 2019 was good.
Don't ask me. I
would consider it like a great move. Like, oh my God, JD Davis. Like, but it's not one of the top 5 worst moves of all time.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's what the article. I don't know. Whatever the article said, whatever they said, right? That's not me. But my friend, how are the Mets so far? I know we talked about them on Tuesday a little bit, of course, when they had when they started their series against the Diamondbacks. How are they doing so far?
So 1-1 against Arizona. They took the series, so we won our 7th series of the season. I'm not sure where that stands in terms of everyone else, but it is good. Diamondbacks are a good team. We'll be in the playoffs, so it is good to take series and prove that we can't beat 500 teams. This has been a stupid narrative that I've been running around for weeks now, that the Mets are only good because they're playing a cupcake schedule. Well, they're 14-8 against above 500 teams, and the fan base that's been talking the most smack about it are 11-9. So maybe you should look in a mirror before you start talking smack about us. But I digress. We saw Juan Soto break out again, had 2 home runs yesterday, 3 RBIs. He's batting .286 over his last 15 games. So and he was just short of a home run in St. Louis on Sunday. So he has 7 hits on the road trip. We're finally seeing him break out. I think once you get back to Citi Field, we're going to see the Juan Soto we paid $765 million for. Kodai Senga has established himself as the ace of his staff. He a little shaky in the first couple innings yesterday, but settled down, pitched 6 scoreless innings, got the ERA down to, I think it's like 1.38, I want to say is his ERA. 1.16, excuse me, Senga. 1.16, so he's back. I love how the Mets are continuing with that 6-man with him, allowing him to get, used to pitching with like how Japan does the 6-man rotation. We're kind of doing our own version of that with the spot starter. So being really smart there. Offense is clicking. Luis Angel Acuna might be the most electric guy in all baseball. I love watching him run the bases. If Lindor wasn't such a great leadoff hitter, I'd make the case to put him at leadoff, but I don't want to mess up the juju with Lindor leading off. He's been electric there, so keep him there. But hey, maybe you put Acuna, maybe bat him second and move Soto to third, Alonso to fourth. That's a topic for another day. Alvarez has looked great coming back from injury, so a lot of good things going for the Mets. Got another big test this weekend. We're playing the Chicago Cubs, who are one of the best offenses in baseball. If our pitching can hold them and we take out 2 or 3 series, this Mets team establishes himself as the best team in the league.
All righty. Well, thank you, my friend. You guys are still obviously in first place in the division.
Yeah, we have 3 games up, I believe, on you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I am half a Phillies fan. For those
I took a shot at the Yankees. I got to take a shot at the Phillies.
I know. Yeah. My A's, though.
2 games. Sorry, 2 games up.
Yeah, it's okay.
My apologies.
Nah, no worries, my friend.
There's some idiot screaming into his computer right now.
It's 2 games, Brian.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I was off by 1 game. I was going from the schedule, the standings from 2 days ago when I last checked.
Oh.
I don't check the standings every single day.
There's always that one guy at 6:00 in the morning. Okay, so the Phillies are now 2 games behind instead of 3. The Mets are.
I check the standings often, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till the next round of series ends to see where everybody is.
Yeah, exactly. No one's that addicted to. Well, some people are, and that's fine. But I digress. All right, here's the fun stuff. I want to know. So I looked up some. I looked up some. Oh, wow.
Do we have a name?
No, but the Pittsburgh Pirates just fired their manager.
Did they really?
After a 12-26 start to the season, the Pirates have fired manager Derek Shelton. Let's see any other details at this time. No, but Shelton had a record of 306 and 440 before or since joining the Pirates prior to the 2020 season. Bench coach Don Kelly was named the interim skipper. More to come from Pittsburgh nothing more than that. Oh, and Dave Clowney just got released. So.
Oh, okay. Hey. Oh yeah, JPP looking to come back. Giants. I know.
Yes.
Bring him home. Bring him home.
Bring him home. Hey, he can be edge rusher, backup.
I'm fine. Him just a vibes guy.
Yeah, sure. 7 fingers and a half.
Just seeing JPP on the sidelines again would make me happy.
Yeah, man, what a D-line we had in 2011, didn't we? JPP, Tuck.
Yeah, you wonder why I won a Super Bowl that year? That's why.
I know that's why. Yeah. So yeah, I looked at some articles on this because I'm very not too knowledgeable when it comes to the Mets and everything, and I apologize for that. But I'm excited to hear from you, my friend.
Yes.
In the Mets history, whether it's trades, free agency, whatever you wanna mention, what were the worst moves you guys made in your team history thus far? I gotta know.
All right, so number 5. This one's a little personal for me because it was the first major free agent signing I remember us making. It was Jason Bay, 4 years, $66 million. If you look at Jason Bay's career numbers, a 266 hitter, 360 on base percentage, a 481 slugging, 222 home runs, 754 RBIs, a 121 OPS plus, multiple 30 home runs, 100 plus RBI season. So this was like a big guy the Mets were going to get. He was going to hit third for us, kind of be the protection, David Wright in the lineup. It was a no-brainer. Over his 3 years with the Mets, batted 234, 318 on base percentage, a 369 slugging, 26 home runs, 124 RBIs, a 90 OPS plus. Never hit more than 50 home run. Never hit more than 12 home runs in a season. Like, this guy was just brutal for us. Always injured. Like, it is to younger Mets fans the worst move of our lives. Like, you bring up Jason Bay and you just hear just pure hatred come out of Mets fans' mouth. So that's why he is number 5. Number 4, it's not a move we made. It's a move we didn't make. And that was we let Jose Reyes walk in free agency without even giving him a contract offer. If you don't know, the 2006 Mets are arguably the greatest Mets team ever assembled outside of the 86 Mets, which is the best team in franchise history, won the World Series, 108 games, all that. But the 2006 Mets were an unbelievable team, and the 2 cornerstone pieces of that team were David Wright at third and Jose Reyes at shortstop. Jose Reyes was electric running around the bases, a perfect leadoff hitter for us, just had that, he was fun to watch. And it seemed like Wright and Reyes were going to lock down that, right side of the infield for years to come. And it's not even like Reyes was declining in his final year in Queens. Dude won the batting title. He won the batting title in 2011. And the Mets, because the Wilpons were cheap and didn't have any money because they lost it all in the Brady Madoff scandal, let him walk and didn't even offer him a contract. Like, if Jose Reyes stays a Met after 2011, and I know Jose Reyes is not the best guy off the field, has domestic violence stuff against him, but if Jose Reyes does not lead the Mets organization, number 7 is hanging the rafters next to all the other retired numbers. He was that good for us. So letting him walk for nothing. And even if you're not planning on re-signing him, you could have traded him at the deadline and got back so many pieces for the rebuild that we went under. Like, the dude won a batting title that year. We could have gotten a couple top 100 prospects for that. Like, it is ridiculous what the Wilpons did. But I digress. Number 3, the Bobby Bonilla contract, 5 years, $29 million. Biggest contract in the history of sports at the time. Bonilla, his time in the Mets is hard because he did have a couple good seasons, but also really bad seasons, some bad off the field stuff. Just didn't look like he cared. But the big move about this is that he became a joke. He became a joke that every unoriginal Yankee fan comes up every single July 1st. Oh, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. Ooh, you're paying him $1 million. Like, guys, newsflash. Every single franchise has deferred contracts, okay? It's a little crazy the Mets are paying him for so long, but Look at what the Orioles are going to do with Chris Davis in a few years, all right? That's worse. They're paying him $7 million a year for, like, I don't know, like 15 years. That's way worse than Bobby Bonilla. And it's just such a stupid trend where every single Yankee fan who thinks they're this funny gift, the comedian Eric Katz, will, be like, oh, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. Time to, make fun of the Mets. Shut up. You don't know ball. Everyone does this. And then number 2, these are the worst trades in Mets history by far. Number 2 is trading Nolan Ryan in 1971 to the Angels. That's right. Nolan Ryan was developed by the New York Mets. We drafted him. He was on the 69 championship team as a reliever, and we traded him for a third baseman in 1971. At the time, he was described as a fastball thrower who he didn't have good control. And then he went to L.A. and figured it all out. So he threw a big running joke for the Mets for years where the Mets did not have a no-hitter until 2012 when Santana finally got it done for us. Nolan Ryan had 7 no-hitters throughout his entire career. So if we keep Nolan Ryan around, we probably get a no-hitter a lot earlier than we really did. And then by far, the worst trade and worst moment in Mets history was trading Tom Seaver to the Reds in 1977. I mean, this trade is nicknamed the Midnight Massacre, all right? Because if you're not a Mets fan, you don't know what Tom Seaver means to the New York Mets, all right? There's a statue outside Citi Field of Tom Seaver. Before Tom Seaver came to the Mets in 1967, the Mets were lovable losers. Like, we were expansion franchise in 1962, and we were trying to capitalize on getting as many former New York Giants and Brooklyn Dodgers fans as possible. So instead of trying to get good young players to help develop and like be good over a couple of years, we got a lot of former New York Giants stars, Brooklyn Dodgers stars, and like big name MLB guys who were kind of like on their last legs. We got a lot of veterans, a lot of aging guys. So, the Mets went 40 and 120 in their first season. That was the old record for the White Sox, broke it last year. That was the record for most losses in the season, was 120. So we were just, constantly bad. And then when Seaver came around, he was the first star the Mets had. He was like, oh, Tom Seaver's pitching. You have to watch the Mets today. That's it was Seaver, and then whatever happens. But we're gonna win when Tom Seaver's on the mound. He's a big reason why we won the World Series in 1969, though we won the pennant in 1973. He was the Mets, and still to this day is the Mets. It is the greatest crime in Mets history that he did not spend his entire career with the New York Mets. So that's why it is at 9. That is number 1, the Midnight Massacre, Tom Seaver.
Okay. And don't worry, my friend, we will do the best Mets moves of all time to this day next week. So, we won't dwell on the negatives. But hey, I will, if you don't mind me asking, are you guys still paying Bonilla, or are we done?
Yes, we're paying Bonilla until 2035.
Dang! Wait, damn! Okay.
Well, see, this is why they did it. So,
yeah,
when the Wilpons, so it's deferred contracts and stuff. They wanted to buy out the contract rather than giving them money up front. We'll push it back as like deferral, kind of what the Dodgers doing with Ohtani. But Bernie Madoff was making he was seen as like the golden financial advisor. He was making profit end over end. And the Wilpons had a lot of money tied up with Bernie Madoff. So in their minds, like, okay, with how Madoff is doing, we're going to be 10 times richer in the 2010s than we are right now. So we'll push that contract off till then. And then when we're, making money over so much money that $1 million is like not even a drop in the bucket, it'll be better. Turns out Madoff was running a Ponzi scheme. It fell apart. The Wilpons lost some figures that said $800 million. Some of it a little closer to $500 million. They lost a lot of money with Bernie. Bernie Madoff was running the Mets books at one point, all right? He was their financial advisor. He was deep in the Mets organization. So that kind of ruined everything. It's why the Mets stopped spending for a while. It's why we rebuilt from 2009 to 2015. It kind of crashed everything. So it made Bobby Bonilla's contract so much worse, which at the time seemed like a genius idea. We're going to have more money down the road. we'll pay you more over a longer period of time, but we'll have money, so it's not going to mean anything. It just blew up spectacularly.
Okay. Plus, it's only $1 million. And I know it's like, oh, it's only $1 million. In sports terms, it's not that much.
Like, the Wilpons expected to be like Steve Cohen money, like they have right now. So, like, for Steve Cohen, that $1 million is nothing. He writes that check and uses it as a coaster.
Don't we love Big Steve? Man,
Uncle Stevie, bro. He's the best.
Steve. Sorry, Uncle Stevie.
He saved us from the Wilpons. That's why I will never hate that man.
No, sir.
If you hate Uncle Stevie, you're either delusional or too young to understand how bad the Wilpons were.
Dude, man. From what I've seen, I mean, it's the Juan Soto deal is a big example.
If the Wilpons run the team, Juan Soto isn't even a conversation we have. We're like, all right, maybe Alex Verdugo can be good.
Yeah. But otherwise, he's been a hell of an owner for you guys, I'll tell you that. So props to Steve. But yeah, next week, my friend, best Mets moves of all time. Excited to see what. Obviously, I'm sure Juan Soto will be part of that list. But I want to know.
He might not be because we're still a little early.
Okay.
We're 2 months. We're a month and a half into his 15-year contract. I would like to give it a little more. It's the most exciting move in Mets history. I'll give you that. But like best move, I want a bigger sample size.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll find out next week then.
I love it's on my jersey right now. I love the dude.
You love the guy.
I love him.
Time will tell. Time will tell. It's fun now, but time will tell.
It's fun now, and it's going to be fun. He's going to be here for 15 years, and we're already seeing it. Like, I honestly think there's going to be another statue next to Tom Seaver very soon.
I like that. Okay, bold prediction. And I hope so as well. Before we get to our last, there was a video that came out, and I know this was credit to the New York Football Giants and their YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to put literally credit the Giants on the clip when this is all edited out and stuff. But apparently, I want to show you this quick clip. Giants Life, the offseason. I know it came out, but there's a video, a 26-second clip that I want to show you guys, and because apparently Cam Ward was always the answer or the number one option at quarterback.
That was a surprise.
Were you waiting for this? You gonna pick? I had to do it. All right, man. Well, good luck to you, man. I was gonna wait and just call you now on the clock, so I figured you guys were picking, but I thought I'd give one more swing. All right, good luck to you. Tennessee's gonna pick. I think Ward's going here.
He tried. No, poor Joe.
I mean, it does not surprise me because for everything we see that the Giants are the most active team to move up to one, and even if Joe Shane's calling right then and there, and it's very clear a joking matter, very funny.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
I love Joe, man.
I love Joe. He's awesome.
I love Joe. Like, see, like, for those who are saying, oh, Joe, didn't try to get Jaden Daniels, like, bro, the man literally tried to trade up last year, and he couldn't because they said
he walked to the Patriots box at the combine. They had a face-to-face conversation with their general manager. Dude was doing everything he could to move up.
Literally, I know. So I want to show that real quick. And before we even get to the stuff I want to talk about post-game wise, you mentioned this on Tuesday, and I think it's an outstanding idea. Starting next week, the NFL schedule release comes out and everything. Yeah. But I want to start next week a new thing called Nate Watch. This is your idea.
Oh, the movie thing? Yes.
Nate Watches. So starting Thursday, there's going to be a schedule that you will help.
All right.
Sure. You know what? I trust you. I do. You will create a schedule of movies or things that I need to watch, and I have until the next episode to watch it. So let's say, and this is easier said than done. On Thursday, if you give me a movie that I need to watch that by Tuesday and give you a review on it. On Tuesday, it's another movie. I have to watch it by Thursday, you review. Because, I don't know. I am very behind on stuff. Yes. You have mentioned so many different things that I have no idea what it means or where it's coming from. So plus it's the summertime. So I figure, hey, with football, obviously we have football going on, but there's not much football things to watch, I guess, per se. So why not have a Nate watches sort of thing? So I trust you.
How you watch Goodfellas? That's your first movie then.
All right, perfect. So starting Thursday, we'll have Brian, if we'll figure it out, but
we'll tweet it out like schedule. On Wednesday morning. All right, Nate's gonna watch this. Watch this to be prepared.
Yes, a movie schedule for sure. And then we'll figure it out for the summertime. So yeah, not only the NFL schedule releases next week, but also a Nate watches schedule release next week as well. But alrighty. So NBA playoff update as of this time. We talked about the Knicks a little bit earlier in the show. They are up 2-0 against the Celtics after an exciting win. Bing bong yesterday. So good things there. The Warriors are up 1-0 on the Timberwolves, but Curry is out for at least a week, which means he'll likely miss game 2, game 3, and game 4 against Minnesota, who have a great chance to really come back and take advantage of this. However, they did shoot terribly from 3. They shot terribly from 3 in game 1 against Golden State, but also in game 5 against the Lakers, which they obviously won. But if those 3-point struggles continue, which I don't think they will, that's going to hurt because Golden State, if they can get up 2-0 with the guys they have, I'm not saying they're all bums, but like Curry is their number one guy. But, Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield have been playing quite well recently, so don't sleep on those guys. But, Golden State up 1-0 in that series. Cavs up 2-0. I mean, the Pacers are up 2-0. That's a shocker, I will say.
Pacers, they're just, they're a scrappy team.
They're a scrappy team. Halliburton he's not the most outstanding guard, but he is clutch when it matters the most, and he's shown that multiple times. And then the Thunder Nuggets.
Thunder made a statement last night.
Series set up at 1, but my golly, was that a mollywhopping last night. You thought the Knicks and Celtics game and the Nuggets and Thunder game were polar opposites. I mean, Knicks won by 1, Thunder won by 43.
Yeah, they had 87 points in the first half.
Dude, that is insane.
They almost had more points than both the Knicks and Celtics in one half. Like a buddy of mine texted me, goes, "What do you think about Nuggets plus 17.5 tonight?" I'm like, I think the Thunder are come out and going to make a statement. So I would stay away from that game.
And that was a great decision.
Oh, no, he bet it.
Oh. Well,
he parlayed Knicks plus 16.5, which I said was free money, and then Nuggets plus 17.5. I'm like, don't do Nuggets. Stay away from Nuggets. The Thunder are going to make a statement tonight, and they're going to do something. They're going to do something big.
Denver had 21 turnovers to the Thunder's 9. So turnovers were a big difference maker in this game. Thunder got the lead to as large as 49. And series set up at 1-1. So tonight, as we record this, it's just Minnesota and Golden State facing off. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Curry's going to be out. So we'll
take the whatever line you can get on the Wolves tonight. Take it. Okay. Take it to the bank. Yeah. I got Knicks plus 800 last night. Great.
Oh, congrats! So
I lied bet though. I waited till the Knicks were like down by a lot, and then I bet them, and then they won.
So you won how much?
I bet 5 and won 40.
Congratulations, my friend. Here we go. I love to hear it. Someone's having success in betting.
Yeah.
Talk to myself. I'm just kidding. Well, sort of, not really. Underdog. Anyways, Tennessee wide receiver Brew McCoy has medically retired from football. Wait, did you have anything to say about NBA real quick? Anything else? By the way?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Pretty much it. Hockey's going crazy too right now.
Really? Well,
because it might be the Maple Leafs year, shockingly. They're up 2-0 against the Panthers right now, who I picked to make the Stanley Cup Finals.
One of Canada's team succeeding?
I know, it's shocking. But they're up. The Stars are up because of Mikko Rantanen's hat trick last night. So they're up 1-0 over the Jets. We got Hurricanes Capitals tonight. Hurricanes looking to go up 2-0 in the Capitals, which is a surprise to a lot of people because the Capitals were dominant all season. And then the Oilers and Knights, which should be a great game. Knights looking to tie the series up at home.
Okay. Yeah, I don't got much. Yeah, my hockey knowledge sucks. Oops. Sorry. All right. Thank you for that good stuff. Maybe we should start implementing an NHL update as well. Yeah. But Tennessee wide receiver Brew McCoy has been medically retired from the game of football. He notified teams not to draft him, which was nice of him to do so.
Very nice.
Not waste a draft pick on him. But for those of you who don't know, McCoy was known for that guy who switched between USC and Texas multiple times. In his college career, he missed the 2019 and 2021 season, but finally showed out in 22 when he's signed with the Tennessee Volunteers, catching 108 passes for 1,300 plus yards and 7 touchdowns in 29 games with the Volunteers. Most fans will love him for his heroic contested catch against two. Oh no!
We have the Pope.
His name is
Robert Prevost. Is the first American Pope ever elected in history. Prevost. Yes, this is him.
Look at that.
Wait, look at that. The first American Pope. Yeah, Robert Prevost.
Shout out.
Shout out this guy.
Heck yeah. From the U.S. of America. Loves to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Robert.
I don't know what his Pope name's going to be because he'll change it, but shout out.
Okay.
Oh, it might be Pope. I don't know. It might be Pope Leon. It might be his name. Well, yeah, no. Good for him.
Leon?
Yeah, a lot of popes change their names when they get elected Pope. But yeah, no. Dude.
Robert.
Dude was born in Chicago. He's a Cub fan.
Okay. I like that. He's been suffering then. He's that poor guy suffered before that World Series a lot, damn. But
yeah, 69 years old. Yeah, nice.
All right, Robert.
Good for him. We got an American at Pope.
Nice. Best of luck to you, Mr. Rob.
Best of luck. Whatever your Pope details entail, I wish you nothing but success and good health.
Damn right. But yeah, McCoy. Yeah, most fans will love him for his heroic contested catch against 2 Alabama defenders to set up the game-winning field goal in the famous win over the Crimson Tide. But a scary ankle injury when a defender landed on his leg led to multiple surgeries and not much playing time after that. But it wasn't just that was the reason why he retired, but he was dealing with a late season hamstring issue last year. Limited him in the pre-draft process and the Senior Bowl and all that stuff, kept him out of the combine and the pro day at Tennessee. And after talking with doctors, it was just time to just retire from the game of football. So yeah, shout out to McCoy, heck of a college career. And yeah. President Trump will be forming a commission on college sports, and the athletic.com reports that former Alabama and Michigan State and LSU and Miami Dolphins coach Nick Saban will be named the commission's co-chair. The commission is working to retilt the playing field in favor of the institutions to the detriment of the kids who play the college sports that generate the revenue. And you're probably thinking, Nate, just speak English, and I will. In simpler terms, bringing back the old days of college football where NIL really wasn't really a thing. That's what the goal of this commission is.
Wait, we're going back to like 90s and early 2000s college football? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So where NIL was like non-existent. But
I still want NIL, but I just want more parity is what I want.
Yeah.
I want 2007 college football.
Saban, he kind of wants just like to bring back the old ways. And it kind of makes sense because that's when he was kind of successful compared to when NIL started.
You don't think he retired right when NIL was popping off for a reason? You don't
I
think
wonder why?
I wonder what there's a connection. Idiots.
But colleges will be wanting a balance between bringing back the old ways, but also keeping NIL there. But
yes,
we'll have to see what this commission does that Trump created. So, I mean, for me, I love NIL. It's cool that college players are getting paid to do what they do, and like there's no guarantee, right, that they'll succeed in the NFL, right? And for example,
they just need to cap NIL. Like, be like, all right, if you're Alabama, you can't spend $100 billion because other schools can't do that. You have an unfair advantage.
Kind of a salary cap for each college.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. And then finally, the Utah Hockey Club is no more. The Utah Mammoth, after a 13-month process that included trademark drama and more than
they want to be the Yankees
ballots. Yeah. Multiple rounds of voting. They couldn't do Yetis, right? So the Mammoth was the next best option. And that is the new name and permanent identity for the next NHL franchise, which was announced on Wednesday.
So, love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's a cool name. I think their road unis are cool because they have Utah written across them. Their home, the uniform's nice, but like it's a mammoth tusk. We still have like the mountains on the background for Salt Lake City. I think they nailed it. And they let the fans choose, which I think is nice. Salt Lake City got a good one here.
Yeah, might be my new favorite hockey team, but might as well, right? New team, not a bandwagon, right?
No, I mean they are the Coyotes.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, it's okay. Nate, your new favorite team was the Mammoth. Good for me. And that's pretty much it in terms of our post game segment. We'll go to Pickle right now, but otherwise, yeah, not much in terms of yeah. Alrighty, Pickle time. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll share my screen. We're gonna go ahead and change this background, and then we're gonna share my screen. It's a whole freaking process. Holy cow!
It's an ordeal.
I know. All right, my friend, let's do it. Let's see how fast we can get this one after a struggle last episode with the pickle situation. So, who do we have?
With Mr. Soto. Wearing his jersey right now.
All righty, let's do it. Soto.
Damn it.
Oh, we got Dominican.
All right, that's interesting.
All right. Let's see. Dominican, Nate. Let's see. Who can we think of?
Is it American League Central or American League West player?
Dominican. I think Sevia's Dominican.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Let's go, Nate. We're useful today. Let's go, Nate. All right. So West, AL West, right. Bad. Oh, he's a lefty. He throws lefty. He's a starting pitcher that throws lefty in the West.
Luis Castillo.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be quick. Undefined.
The hell does that mean? Where's he from?
We don't know where he came from. Damn.
Dominican Republic, right here on Google. Bana, nice Dominican Republic.
Wow, nice job, Google. Way to be stupid. Okay, so it's not the A's, not Seattle, so it's the Angels.
Angels, Rangers, and Angels, Rangers, and Houston. Oh my God, I think I got it.
Give me 30 seconds. Let me see. Angels. No, I can't think of any lefties on the Angels.
He's a righty.
Soriano.
He's a righty. Oh no, he's a lefty. He bats lefty. I'm sorry.
No, you good. He throws lefty.
He bats righty though. But a pitcher in the American League, who cares what he bats? He never bats.
Exactly, right? Like not anymore. Not like the old times. We had when we had DHs and stuff in just the AL.
Just the AL, yeah.
Yeah. Valdez? No, he's a righty. I can't. Well, what was gonna be your guess?
I thought Valdez too, but
oh, okay. Dang it. The Rangers. No, it's not Rocker. It's not.
No,
Leader.
Rocker's American.
Yeah, he's American.
Went to Vandy.
Trash, by the way.
He's not great.
No. Soriano?
Yeah, try it.
The Angels?
So he's not an Angel.
Man.
Are you sure it's not Framber? Do Valdez. Just knock Houston out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bro, I was gonna guess that one. So I thought it was a righty. I'm not wrong. He is a righty by all, but I guess he's a righty. But okay, well, I'll take it. Good, nice job, my friend. Yeah, I should have guessed that one. But that'll do it. Episode 4, season 3. That'll wrap it up. But yeah, we got a lot of fun things coming next week with the NFL schedule release. And actually, starting 2 weeks from now, our team previews will begin. Not sure if it's going. I think we'll probably do like once a week, one team per week. Well, actually, no, because we don't have 32 weeks until the season. Well, do we? No, we don't. No, we don't.
There's
So it might
56.
be.
There's 52 weeks in a year. No way. We got 32.
No
weeks.
way. So we're gonna have to do probably two.
Those are divisions.
Yeah, we'll see how that works for sure.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, we'll talk. We'll just start our team previews in 2 weeks. Because obviously we'll find out the schedule next week, so we'll get to see like the schedule, and then we'll talk about like the offseason acquisitions, departures, all that stuff. We kind of did it last year, but we'll do more in depth and a lot more better this upcoming season. So, but yeah, we thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. You can follow us on social media at Nathan_Nguyen24 and Brian PG1016 on the Twitter or X, however you want to call it.
The bird.
Yeah, the bird. You can follow our podcast.
The new Pope went to Villanova. It really is the next year.
Brunson, Hart, Bridges.
I saw that, and someone also said it was quicker for the Catholics to pick a new pope than it was for Shadur Sanders to get drafted.
Oh hell! Oh no!
It's true though.
Yeah, it ain't wrong, but oh my god, that's messed up. But you can follow our podcast page at Third Is a Pod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And then you can follow our article work and the other podcasts that exist at bellyupsports.com. Shout out to the Pope, man. We got ourselves a new Pope.
He's one of us. He's American.
He's American. One of us.
One of us.
We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening as always. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So, bye.